Hi, I'm Deanna and welcome to Vivant Living Studios, where we discuss how to enhance your well-being and the planet through intentional, sustainable design and curated spaces at home and at work. Today we're talking about how to find your style and how to create a home that is authentic to you. Your home is as personal as it gets, and therefore it's important that it showcases who you are and what you need. Finding your style is first and foremost about being introspective and reflecting on your emotional responses to things in your environment. In my experience, these considerations are key to finding your design style and designing your home. First, consider how you want your home to feel. This can be largely based on lifestyle factors, like if you live a busy life, you may want a more minimal style. If you work in an office and find your day is relatively boring, or you work in a cubicle that's pretty drab, you may want your home to reflect a brighter, more fun side of your personality, so you'll incorporate more colors and patterns into your style. Something that may help is writing down a few words that come to mind when thinking about your ideal home. This creates a great jumping off point and a framework for helping you decide what it is that you need in design in your home. The words you write down can be emotional words like energizing or cozy, or they can be visual words like bright and colorful. I recommend doing a combination of both. It's possible that you have different words for each room in your house depending on your goals for that space, but I recommend doing this first as an exercise to generally and in essence find out what it is that you need from your home, and then later you can go back and do it more specifically for each room. That way you get a feeling for your basic needs first, and then you can always build on top of that. Next is to look at your travels or memories as a jumping off point. Have you ever been somewhere where you just felt amazing? Maybe it was a restaurant or a hotel, or maybe it was a trip into nature like hiking in the mountains. Think about which elements were in that environment or experience that you really enjoyed. Maybe the restaurant you went to had a moody aesthetic and it made you feel comfortable and relaxed. You can translate some of these elements into places in your home where you want to feel the same thing. For example, maybe the lighting. Going back to the moody example, you can use sconces and different kinds of darker lighting and darker colors to create the same moody aesthetic. I draw a lot of inspiration from my travels and especially interesting hotels that I've been to. I took some of these photos when I was on a trip to Spain, and it's really fascinating to see what I'm drawn to. I love the contrast of the light and dark, the black and white tile, and the way that the greenery is incorporated into the space. I also love the use of metals and this green-yellow tile. It's such a gorgeous color. From these images, it's clear that I enjoy elements of earthy richness in a neutral space. I recommend that anytime you're in a space that you enjoy, take some photos and use them as inspiration to help you find which elements of that you can incorporate into your home design style. You might also want to start with something you bought on a trip that you feel really drawn to. For example, I bought this sculpture when I went to Santorini. It's brass with a black wooden frame. I love the materials and the way that the brass and the wood look together. There's definitely a rustic, like Mediterranean vibe. I loved that brass and black combination so much that I found this vase on CB2. It's a Japanese inspired Ikebana vase. I bought it because I was really inspired by that sculpture and the color combination and the texture. The sculpture really made me realize how much I love the black and brass together. And although they're two different styles, it gave me some clarity on what I'm drawn to. Your experiences inform what you like, so definitely reflect on trips locally and abroad. Next is to consider color. What kind of colors are you drawn to? Looking at what you wear is a great place to draw inspiration. That can give you an inkling into what you like. Although when I was 18, I really liked to wear black, and I decided I was gonna put black accents all over my college dorm room. Needless to say, that didn't bring me much joy. But you can use black in other ways. If you also love black, try introducing black with different textures and materials. That way it's not flat and has a lot of depth. For example, iron or black wood grain adds a lot of interest to a space without it being oppressive. Black adds a lot of structure and is beautiful when combined with other neutrals. Design styles like Japanese, organic modern, and modern design styles I often use black to add structure to a space. The colors you're naturally drawn to can be an expression of your personality and your style. If you're naturally drawn to earthy tones, maybe you enjoy simplicity and nature. Colors not only affect our visual sense, but our other senses as well. Consider how a warm, earthy color palette can make a room feel cozy and inviting, or how cool, muted tones can make a space feel light and airy and refreshing. When assessing color, think back to how you want your home to feel. Because color can evoke various moods and feelings, it's important to take this into consideration. For example, soft blues and greens can create calm, whereas red and yellow can stimulate energy and excitement. The next consideration is to think about texture and materials. Texture is a key element in finding your interior design style. Texture plays a significant role in setting the tone of a space. For instance, soft plush textures like velvet or suede can evoke feelings of comfort and coziness, while sleek, smooth textures like glass and metal can create a more modern and sophisticated atmosphere. Along with this, it can also serve tactile satisfaction or have a sensory appeal. People are naturally drawn to things that engage their senses positively. You may be drawn to smooth surfaces like a polished marble countertop, or enjoy the fuzzy sensation of a pillow, or be drawn to a natural linen. Think back to how you want your space to feel and then choose materials and textures accordingly. Textures and materials also hold personal associations. For example, if someone grew up in a home with lots of wooden furniture, they might want to incorporate the same style of wood furniture into their home now because it gives them a sense of safety and nostalgia. This is a great time for some introspection and reflection to think about if there are materials or textures from your past that give you a warm and joyful feeling. I also highly recommend going to stores and touching everything that you want to consider in your style. You can also order samples from online stores that you really enjoy. Definitely immerse yourself in textures and materials and touch as many things as possible so you can see how that feels to you and what brings you comfort and aesthetic appeal. Finally, put together a mood board. Putting together a mood board is an essential part of trying to find your style. You can browse on websites like Pinterest or magazines and save images that really inspire you. While you're putting together your collage, you may notice that some themes jump out at you. You may notice a particular mood emerging. Maybe you like a relaxed vibe, or you like a tighter, more formal aesthetic. Maybe certain colors are coming out, or certain materials like stones and metals. Maybe you're very drawn to organic shapes or harsher edges and angles. When you start to notice these similarities in your images, then you can pull out the elements and organize them on a mood board so that you have something to work from when you're trying to design your home. So this is my mood board. As you can see, I'm attracted to greens, earthy tones with lots of wood and stone and marble, lots of natural elements with a ton of bright natural light. When it comes to strong colors, I prefer greens, and then black and white and neutral with warm brass and bronze tones. I would say my style is natural with a bit of opulence, leaning a bit into Parisian and organic modern interior design styles. It feels clean and warm, but still chic. I love the idea of lots of artwork and photography on the walls, where I can bring in some personal touches, artifacts from my travels, anything that really connects me to the things that bring me joy and my own identity. So I like a lot of different textures, cottons, linens, stone, metals, and woods, spaces that create a juxtaposition between hard and soft. So maybe a sharp corner of a marble table or a glass table with a more organic shaped couch or chair. Mood boards really show us who we are and what we like, not what we think we like or who we should be. Really only try to pick images that stand out to you, not necessarily trendy images. Then you can start to throw out images that don't appeal to you. When you have the photos together, you can begin to pick some elements that look nice together, like, oh, I really seem to like this marble look, or the olive green bedspread, or the black and white flooring.
Once you have an idea of what kinds of things you like, it's easier to keep those images top of mind when you're shopping and recreate looks or elements from those pictures. It's also important to ask yourself, what about the elements in the image stand out to you? Maybe you like how warm something feels, not necessarily the shape or the color together. That can give you some real insight into your unique style.
This is more of a psychological and emotional approach to finding your style and get to the root of what it really is and what's going to make you ultimately the most happy. If this was helpful, please let me know in the comments below, and I'd love to hear about your personal style. What are you drawn to? Please don't forget to like and subscribe, it really helps me out, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.